is a fountain of creativity, whether he is in front of the camera, behind it, or at a pottery wheel. His critically acclaimed TV series is called The Studio.
Oh, you look very good. Very good. You're a big boy. He's a big boy. Get him on the couch. There we go. Get his pants on. Get his pants on.
Here, honey.
Okay, you guys seem like you have this under control. We're gonna go check on Zoe Kravitz.
Maddie, no, you gotta pull the ripcord on this madness.
I cannot pull the ripcord.
You're not putting him on stage.
It's too late. We announced him. We can't show signs of weakness. We can't. We're doubling down. I don't want to open this door.
No, because look, he'll tell. Matt, is this high?
What is going on in here?
Season 1 of The Studio is on Apple TV Plus now. Please welcome Seth Rogan. Look at how stylish and handsome you are.
What?
What's
Thank
going
you.
on with you?
You too.
You know,
We both look much better than we did 15 years
the
ago.
key is to look terrible 15 years
Every once in a
earlier.
while, like an old clip of you pops up on YouTube, and I'm like, damn, Jimmy Kimmel, you've done a good job.
Well, thank you, and you look very nice.
Thank
and you
you.
are, boy. I mean, that show is so funny. It's
Thank
so
you.
good. When we were promoting it, I thought, oh, that show's going to be really good, and sure enough, it really was good.
Thank you. That's so
And
lovely.
You wrote it, you directed it, you starred it, you do it all stoned, which is amazing.
I know.
Was it hard to do?
It was hard, yes. It was a real challenge. It was really fun. I enjoy doing a lot. It gets tricky when you are both directing and acting sometimes because as an actor, you're often protected from certain conversations that the director and the other producers are having about you.
Yeah.
And when it's you have to participate in those conversations. And so, like one day we were shooting a stunt where my character falls down terribly, and it was just something I couldn't do. And so we had a stunt performer there, and I could see a little huddle of my co-director and the writers and the producers kind of looking at the monitor and looking over at me and looking at the monitor and looking at the stunt guy and looking at me. And I like went over and I was like, what's happening? And they're like, well, you are just balder than your stunt guy is. And I was like, that's not true. And I was like, I got a C. And then I looked at the shots and I was like, oh yes, I am I'm balder than I was when we started shooting this show, it seems. And so I then I now have to brainstorm how to make him balder like me. And so we started by putting flesh-colored makeup on the back of his head, hoping to expand his bald spot, and it didn't work. And what was concluded is that we had to digitally capture my bald spot and use computer visual effects to put my bald spot onto the back of the stuntman's head, which required them to bring a trailer full of cameras and stuff like that to digitally capture my bald spot. And I had hundreds of cameras surrounding me have to do like as realistic a rendering of where I was balding as possible so we could put it on the back of the head of my stunt double.
So humiliating.
It was very, very humiliating, I have to say. It was not my favorite thing I've ever done.
So
but when you watch it, you're like, that's Seth Rogen's bald
That's
spot.
no question. So your bald spot is now on a hard drive. It exists
somewhere.
digitally.
Yeah, thank God.
Independently of you, it exists.
It's a living, breathing. When I die, my bald spot will live on.
Well, that's something.
I should sell it.
Great cast. You got Catherine O'Hara, we just saw, Catherine Hahn, Ike Barinholtz.
Yes.
Brian Cranston is unbelievably funny in this.
He's amazing in it. Yeah.
He really is.
He's so funny, and he would kind of like. He's a funny guy, which you don't expect necessarily because he plays one of the most terrifying guys of all time on Breaking Bad. But he would sort of pull little, I don't want to say pranks, but he would withhold certain things until we were filming the scenes. And for example, in that scene we just showed a clip from, he kept saying to me and Evan, the other director, like, I have a little surprise for what I'm going to be wearing when I emerge from the bathroom. And it's scripted that he's just like, you know, in underpants. And then as we were shooting the scene, and I actually think the first take is the take we use in the show, he came out in the leopard print thong underwear, which he must have just got on his own somewhere.
Yeah. The Amazon purchase.
Because we approve all the wardrobe. And so I know that our costume department didn't do it. Yeah, he's just around in the Vegas gift shop buying leopard print underwear. and it was real, and he also was wearing like a girdle, like some sort of waist training device, which I also really took me by surprise.
It seemed like something an old Hollywood executive would possibly wear.
It's something I plan on wearing very, very shortly.
You had Marty Scorsese on the show. You had Ron Howard on the show.
Yeah.
Was there anybody? I mean, is there anybody you have in mind for next year? Big stunt casting like that?
There's a lot of actors I would love to work with, and some specifically who I think, you know, their personas are funny to explore. I think Vin Diesel would be very funny and fun to work with, mostly because if you think about it, he's only in those Fast and Furious movies.
Well, he's the pacifier. Don't forget that.
That was 25 years ago. For most of the people's lifetime who are in their 20s now, he's only ever been Dom Toretto. Ever.
You're right.
And so to see him outside of Dom Toretto, to me, would be very exciting.
Have you asked him to do it?
No, I've never met Vin Diesel. I've never seen him in real life, no.
But you don't have to meet these people to ask them to be in a thing. You know that someone can make that phone call.
Does he watch your show?
All the time.
All the time.
Well, Dom Toretto watches it. I don't know if Vin does.
I don't even know if Vin's a real person anymore. Well, I'd like to... Vincent, I assume, is it short for Vincent?
I think it is.
Vincente?
Yeah, I mean, it might be like Vinissimo or something. I don't know.
It's not his real name.
It's not?
No one's named Vin Diesel.
Well, yeah, you're probably right. But maybe the Vin part is.
No one's...
You're probably right. I think you should call him Vin,
No
though.
one's coincidentally an action star, and their last name is Diesel.
Well, yeah, you're probably right. But you should...
Like, Mark Wahlberg did not change his name.
Oh, you're true. Yeah, that's right.
Vin Diesel. That guy changed his name.
Yeah, Mark. He wasn't like Mark Octane. He's like, we got to change this.
Cool name.
Well, ask him. I mean, if he's...
I would love to. Which way?
Any of them.
Vincent,
Vin watches all the
Vincenze. Bartholomew Diesel. I assume you're watching this as you do every night. I assume you're watching it while driving like a 65 Pontiac. If you would, please consider, I don't know, maybe we can organize a Zoom or something like that.
Tell him you'll digitize his bald head.
And I'll capture your baldness on a hard drive.
Seth Rogan is here. We're going to take a break. We'll be right back. We're back with Seth Rogan. All the episodes of his show, The Studio, are on Apple TV Plus right now. You know, there's a great scene where, again with Bryan Cranston, where you guys are at the Venetian Hotel in Las
we
Vegas.
filmed at the Venetian. Yeah, exactly.
And I know I'm from Las Vegas,
from
and I've shot things there. They don't stop for you while you're shooting, right?
No, you just have to film in an open casino that is filled. Also, it's connected to the Sphere, and the Grateful Dead had a residency while we were there. So it was just like a million drunk hippies on acid wandering around the casino all day.
Which is perfect because there's a scene where you've accidentally given mushrooms to a number of people.
Yes, way too many mushrooms.
Yes, way too many mushrooms.
Like exponentially more mushrooms.
And I know you love mushrooms in the way that like a Smurf loves mushrooms. Like you would
live in a mushroom.
live in one if you had that chance. How much of that scene was based on your real life experience?
Yeah, in the show, Bryan Cranston does too many shrooms, and then he falls onto a gondola in the Venetian and floats away, and we lose him. And in real life...
It's so good, because he falls in, and the shot's like continuous. He falls in, and then there's a conversation. Next thing you see is just him like sailing.
Floating, drifting away. Well, and that image is tattooed in my mind because I was at a bachelor party at the Venetian maybe, I don't know, 15 years ago. I was maybe 30 or something like that. And one of my friends did way too many mushrooms, and we were wandering around the Venetian late at night, and I'm talking to people, and I look away, and I look back, and next thing I know, he's in one of the gondolas, just floating away. This image of just like a drugged-out man floating away on a gondola
Oh,
was
that's
like
great.
forever tattooed in my mind, and I was like, one day I will bring that to life dramatically.
You have, you're living like kind of, I think, what would probably be a dream. You are part of the Call of Duty universe now.
I am.
You're in the game.
I'm in Call of Duty. You can now kill your friends as me.
As you.
It's amazing.
Did you pitch them on that, or did they pitch you?
They pitched me on it, I think, which was a real flattering thing to be. I love video games, you know, and I grew up playing so many video games. So to now be in a video game is incredibly
We have
exciting.
you in the video game. Here you are.
Look out, I am Seth Rogan, mother... Uh-oh.
Man, I love this job.
That is fun. When you play, are you on the headset with strangers when you're playing?
No.
Oh, you're not.
I shouldn't. No, I wish I did. No, but I've always loved video games so much so that when we wrote Superbad, you know, it was supposed to be representative of our like high school experience, and so we had a scene where they're playing like a Sony PlayStation, and Sony made the movie. It was a Sony movie, you know, and so we thought it'd be easy to clear, and then after we sent the script to approve the use of the PlayStation, they said Jonah Hill's character is too despicable to be playing a Sony PlayStation, which was insulting because the Jonah character is based on me. And confusing because Sony is making the movie. But they wouldn't let us even touch a PlayStation in Superbad, and now I'm on a PlayStation.
Now you're on
so look
one.
at
That's
that.
right. You got in there. When is the last time you auditioned for something? Has it been a long time?
It has been a long time, and man, I honestly thank God it was mostly like physical, like VHS tapes and stuff like that was being used when I was auditioning for things, because the things I auditioned for in retrospect, if they were out there in the world, would end my career very, very fast, I believe.
Like, give us one.
Well, there's a movie called Gigli.
Oh, yes, I'm familiar with it. Yeah.
That stars Ben Affleck and Jennifer Lopez. Mm-hmm. And in the film, they're assassins or something like that?
Yeah, something like that. I took the whole audience to the studio to see Gigli after the show one night. Yeah.
And in Gigli, they're assassins who are sent to watch over a boy who, and this was not the words they used at the time, but had a cognitive disability, let's say.
Okay. Oh, no.
And so I was, as an aspiring young actor.
Was this boy allowed to touch a PlayStation?
No, this boy probably could touch a PlayStation. I auditioned for this boy with a cognitive disability. And I don't think the script was written in what, by today's standards, would be the most sensitive portrayal of a boy with a cognitive disability. And I also, as a young actor, you know, I didn't get a lot of auditions. The movie was directed by Martin Brest, who did Beverly Hills Cop and Midnight Run, a great director, so I wanted to leave an impression. I don't think I wore a helmet into the audition itself, but it was at play. And I'm tempted to do an impression of what I did, but I can't even do it. No, I can't. That's how bad it was. It's so bad, I dare not even portray what I did in this audition, because I went for it. I saw myself at the Oscars. I saw, I'm like, this is the clip. Like, this is the scene.
Wow.
That's gonna. And truthfully, if that tape was out of the world today, this would be the last interview you ever saw me do, other than like my apology.
Now that we've talked about it, it probably will be.
Please, if you have it, don't burn it. Please, sell it to me. I will buy it from you.
Send it to Vin Diesel.
Don't
He'll
give
know
it
what
to
to
Vin.
do with it. The studio is on Apple TV Plus. Seth Rogan, everybody. Thanks, Seth. We'll be back with Rami Youssef. Guillermo, do you know how many subscribers we have on YouTube now?
20 million.
That's right. Yeah, that's why we're wearing these glasses. Thanks for being a subscriber. If you're not, help us get to 20,000,001.